Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't been here before, bienvenue, welcome. My name is Jerry. We do videos in French and English, but today's going to be an English video. So today I decided to do my house, a speed build of it in The Sims 2. The reason I decided to do it in The Sims 2 instead of The Sims 4, like I've done in previous videos, normally when I do building videos, I do in The Sims 4. I personally think The Sims 2 is superior. Maybe a little bit of a hot take, but I don't really think so, to be honest. So I decided to do it in that. The one place where I do have to say, and I did kind of miss it when I was building my house here, is The Sims 4 building, I think, is just kind of superior to The Sims 2, in the sense that I just think it's easier to build. You know, you can drag and drop walls. It just tends to be a little bit easier. It tends to be a little bit more forgiving. And for me, that's why, and you'll see me do it in this video. Normally I make the outline of my house and then I'll go back in and furnish it because personally I think furnishing is just more fun. Was not able to do that this time. I had to go room by room to make sure that everything was lining up and that I wasn't messing anything up and that my kitchen was where the kitchen was and the bathroom was where the bathroom was and like that whole thing. So yeah, here, I go room by room in this building instead. But it wasn't like, you know, a major deal. Also, I don't know if anybody caught that. The screen flashed like a purpley whitish checkerboard kind of thing. Can someone, if someone is out there and someone in the universe knows how to fix this, please, I am begging you to tell me. Because I am currently playing on a Sims 2 Ultimate Collection, right? I got it from Origin when I was younger. I had the discs and I used to play those on my laptop, but then I just decided that, you know what, it was easier to just have it on Origin. It was easier to just have it in like one concise area where I didn't really have to worry about if I had the extra expansion packs or if I was missing any of them or whatever. So I decided to do that instead. Now, keep in mind, I had just gotten a new laptop, so I assumed that it was the laptop, because the laptop has also been having other issues, but unfortunately, it was my luck that, of course, I had got the laptop, and then I returned it because there was an issue with the one that I got, and then I just got the same laptop because I liked it, but now, of course, there's issues with this one, but of course, the warranty ended, like, you know, not the warranty, but like the return policy, I guess, on it, ended just as quarantine started, so it's not like I was able to just go back and return it, so then I'm stuck with it. And this whole time, I've just assumed that it was just on my computer, because I see it, but I didn't really think that anybody else was able to see it. I don't think it comes across when I'm streaming, you know, whatever. But lo and behold, now I'm finding out that it's on the recording, which makes me believe it's something wrong with maybe the computer, or maybe there's some type of corruption going on, or I don't know what exactly. So if anyone out there, I'm begging you, if you know how to fix this, please tell me, because it's very annoying. Anyway, though, on to the build specifically itself. And I am going to apologize. I do think that it happens that, like, Flash, I think, like, once or twice. I had tried getting all of them, but I guess I didn't or something. I don't know. So here I'm putting in a little radio. Technically in my house, we have like a little TV there. I don't quite get it. My mom likes having the TV in the kitchen, you know, whatever. It's not my house necessarily, so I'm not gonna tell her no. So I put a little radio there because the Sims didn't have like a small TV. Also, I had a lot of issues, as you can see, with this door. In my house, we have the kitchen table right in front of our back door, right? Which, like, I guess technically if you're thinking about layout reasons, it's not exactly the smartest, but a different issue. But my back door slides from right to left. So it's not really that big of an issue if the kitchen table is like right in the center, because it's kind of, you like kind of enter closer to the wall. So like you kind of avoid hitting the table on the way, I guess a little bit. But of course, the Sims, like, wouldn't let me do that, right? They're like, no, it doesn't work. And of course, the Sims is like, no, the door has to be on the left-hand side. Because I was like, oh, I get it, like, in and out. I'll just flip the door around, and then it's like, it slides from right to left, like mine. But the Sims was preventing me from doing that for some reason. It decided however many times I flipped it around, the door still had to be on the left-hand side. So, you know, whatever. I just let it be and just moved the table over. That was the easiest solution here. So here now I'm doing we have like a dining area, like a fancier, like where we have, I don't know, like Christmas dinner and stuff like that. We don't really, I mean, like, I guess we kind of eat here sometimes, but it's usually reserved for like holidays and stuff. I would say reserved, like it's a restaurant or something. It's not. But yeah, so I decided to put that in here. You are going to notice I had a lot of issues, and I think I cut them out, to be honest, trying to make this centered. And you can see I was like having issues with the lamp because for whatever reason, like, and I tried. Here's what I'm a little bit upset about. And it's worked previously when I've put in the cheat to try and like be able to put, what is it? Quarter tile or quarter tile placement or something. I've tried using that and it's worked in the past. And for some reason it was not working on this build. Also, for those of you wondering why I have that chair in the kitchen right over there that's like at the counter, we actually have that in my house for some reason, and I don't fully understand why. I always assumed that it was like a normal thing until I, got a little bit older and was like going to my friends' houses, and I was like, wait, like, why don't you just have a chair at your counter? And like, in my house, like, we have, it's almost like the counter is designated for a chair, and I've never seen it at anybody else's house. So, like, please, someone tell me that I'm not the only person here that has this in their house. Also here, we have, like, a little cupboard, like I don't know if it's, like, a china cabinet necessarily, but, like, we have, like, something there, And The Sims doesn't have it. In The Sims 4, I think they have cupboards, but in The Sims 2, they didn't, so I just kind of put those screens there. Not that, like, I actually have that in my house, but I felt like it kind of maybe fit the aesthetic a little bit. It was kind of the best thing I could get to fill up that area. So I kind of just went with what I could, But yeah, so I feel like I did pretty well with this build. I've tried doing this in the past, and it hasn't necessarily worked out as well as it did this time. So I'm pretty proud of it, I'm not gonna lie. And I think maybe partially is that I think I just maybe am a little bit better at trying to, like, decide placement, I guess, in The Sims. Whereas previously, I feel like I probably had a problem understanding, like, okay, like, in my head, I think, okay, so basically, to explain what I'm trying to explain is, I've been playing The Sims, we're gonna go my whole backstory now. I've been playing The Sims, specifically The Sims 2, since I was middle school age, roughly. So I've been playing it a very long time. And so when I was little, I would play The Sims, and then I'd go out places, and personally for me, although I think in The Sims 2, I love both the building and also the actual playing of The Sims, whereas in the, Sims 4, I pretty much only like the building aspect of it. The gameplay lacks for me, but, this isn't a video about me talking about The Sims 4. So when I was little, I would go out places, and then I would, like, try and remember the mapping of it. I remember I would even do this, like, in car rides, right? We would be driving somewhere, and I'd be like little me looking out the window, like, I don't know, imagining something or another, driving along the road with my hand, stuff like that. Things kids do, And I would look at houses, and I would try to remember what they looked like the architecture of the house, as, like, I don't know, a 10-year-old or something. I would try and memorize the architecture of the house so that I could build it later that night in The Sims, and then try and decide where I thought the layout of their house was. So I was serious about The Sims as a child. But I think one of my downfalls may have been when I was trying to make my house in The Sims as a child, I just kind of assumed that everything was a block. Whereas, I didn't really use a lot of cheats when I was a kid, mostly because, like, I probably just didn't know the amount of cheats that I could have used. Like, I didn't know that you could do, like, 45 degree of rotation. Didn't know that as a child. And I knew, like, Rosebud and, like, Motherlode and stuff like that. Like, I knew the money cheats, the important cheats. But I didn't know, like, set quarter tile placement and, like, stuff like that. Anything for, like, building purposes. I didn't really know. I did know bool prop, but, like, that's kind of more of messing around with the gameplay aspect, so I don't really think that counts. But, so I totally lost my train of thought. Oh, right, so I would try and build my house, but to me, because everything was pretty much in tiles, and it was, like, one tile per placement, and I didn't know that I could try and do, like, quarter tiles or half tiles or like really get down to the nitty gritty. I also didn't understand that I could just like have snap objects off, which I did end up using this time in The Sims. When I was building my house this time, I did use that a lot. Also, here, shout out to me totally having an issue with this roof. I'm just gonna explain this because it's, you know, on the screen. I had such an issue with this roof, and I cut out the majority of it. You're gonna see right here. I normally use just auto roofing because I don't personally enjoy doing roofs. And I don't know if you guys caught it. I'll add a screenshot for you guys. But what auto roofing gave me was an absolute abomination. I'm just going to be honest. Like, it gave me, like, in the middle of my second floor. And I found out later when I, like, went back, and again, I cut out a majority of this, and here's where I started having an issue. This is where I realized I was going to have an issue with my roofing, is that my house has, like, an awning above my front area outside. That's why the garage is pushed out more, because that awning actually continues out into it. I was having a giant issue with trying to get the windows to work there, so, like, you know, I just decided to scrap it, and later on you'll see I just kind of added, I think it's like right here or something, I added these little decorations just to kind of break up the first level from the second level. But yeah, oh my god, I've never seen auto roofing give me an abomination like that. And I found out later it was because the roofing on the garage cut into the second floor. And so it knocked out one of the walls, and that's why I guess it just assumed that my second floor was actually just the roof or something. I don't exactly know. But anyway, back to the story that I was telling you, where I was like driving along in the car as a child with my hand also as a car or something, you know. Anyway, so I didn't exactly understand that I could get really specific and down to the nitty gritty of where things were placed. So as a kid, I just kind of thought of everything in tiles. And so I'd look at my room and I'd be like, okay, well, there's the door. That's one tile. And then let's say I have a space next to my door and my desk. That's another tile now. But it's not, because the desk is close to the door. It's just not right next to the door, you know? So that always kind of proved to be a little bit of a tricky situation when I was trying to build houses in The Sims, and then I was trying to understand from something that I had previously seen in real life, how does this work? I don't quite exactly get it. It's like, it's too big, but it's also too small. So, you know, moral of the story is set quarter tile placement, or whatever it is extremely useful. So here I started to do my room, and I'm just going to say, and maybe I'm a little bit biased, I think that my room definitely turned out the best. I had to cut it out, unfortunately, because I think, like I had said previously, I did half of this kind of while I was on the video with somebody, and then half of it I was, like, actually paying attention to the build, so unfortunately, I guess, like, while I was trying to entertain the person I was on video chat with, so I wasn't, like, you know, ignoring them the whole time, I ended up not recording the whole thing just because I didn't want to include necessarily the parts where I was, like, if I was recording and then I was, like, video chatting with somebody and then I was just kind of, like, messing around with stuff, like, I felt like it was just going to make the video too long, so I ended up not recording during those bits, but I just kept working on the house while I was on video chat. So I will add screenshots later on to show, you know, the exact final products and everything, which unfortunately I realized I totally forgot the name, even though I just said it. Screenshots. They ended up not turning out too great because, again, you know, this is The Sims 2. It's like 2000, I don't know, 7 or something. So it doesn't exactly look the nicest. The resolution's kind of low. But, you know, I'll just tell you that they look nice and you have to trust me. I don't exactly know. But you can kind of see, you can kind of piece it together. I think my room turned out the best, though, just because I feel like it turned out... I think my room, the family room, I guess we could say the kitchen. I think those are the 3 rooms that turned out almost exactly like how they look in real life. And I was very impressed because even down to trying to get the posters on my wall, and I have like 2 posters behind my door, and I was even able to get those. So I'm pretty impressed with myself. Also, I took a little bit, also before I explain this, which is going to be about my mom's bathroom, I don't understand what was happening here. For some reason, the sink was clipping into the counter, and I thought originally, I was like, oh, well, like, maybe it's a problem because I was using all these cheats trying to get things to, you know, like, be not where they're supposed to be, so, like, maybe it was my fault. I saved a lot, I went back to the neighborhood, I came back in, it was still doing it, so I just decided to change the sinks, which, like, honestly, these sinks, I think, look more like the sinks that I have in the bathroom, so, I don't know, maybe it was for the better. But what I did do in my mom's bathroom, and You don't see it here yet necessarily. I think I may have already done it, or I was just starting to do it next. She has a shower that you step into, right? And it's like, in talking in Sims terms, you know, it would be 2 tiles wide. But because the door was right next to it, it didn't exactly work. And also the Sims only have 1 tile bathrooms, or showers. So it wasn't exactly working. So I actually decided to get a little bit creative with her bathroom to try and make it look more like how it does in real life. So I added a wall there instead, and then I used the University Life shower that just kind of is like attached to the wall. And I kind of turned hers into like a walk-in shower. Where it's like one of the tiles is free, one of the tiles has the wall next to it. I don't know if that exactly makes sense. And you just kind of like walk into it. You'll see later in the screenshots if that didn't fully make sense. So this is just our extra bedroom, you know. I was having trouble with the desk because there wasn't a desk that necessarily matched what we have, because it's in this style. Not this style, this is my desk. It's in this green style, but it's not green, you know? But I felt like it was more important to kind of stick to the style than it was to stick to the color. And I felt like the green didn't look that bad, you know? So I just kind of stuck with that. What I do have next to this room, because I'm going to be finishing up with this room pretty soon. I just added the painting, and then I think I added a rug. And I guess I don't remember if I did blinds in this room or not. Because this room has blinds, but I guess I maybe forgot those. Also, there's supposed to be a wardrobe there, but again, like I've explained previously with the whole trying to not understand where placement should be, because sometimes there's placement and sometimes there's not, and sometimes there's a space and sometimes there's not in real life, but there is in The Sims, or there's not in The Sims and there is in real life, like the whole quarter tile placement rant that I went on before. There should be a wardrobe on that wall, but because it was too close to the bed that if I added a wardrobe, I was kind of afraid that Sims wouldn't be able to pass through it. And while I am trying to get this house to be as accurate as possible to my house, I was also trying to make it usable for the Sims, you know? So it kind of, you know, because I wanted it to be usable, there were some things that aren't exactly accurate. But anyway, this is where my mom's office used to be. It's kind of cleared out in a different room now, but I feel like this maybe was a little bit of an homage, I think that's the word, to when I was younger and I was trying to make my house in The Sims so many times. When that was happening, that room used to be my mom's office, so I kind of decorated it inspired by how my mom's office used to look like. But it also, when I was younger, used to be my nursery, so later on you'll see I added in like some cute stuff to the walls. I don't know if it showed now or not, maybe it shows later. I added in like little ballet slippers because I used to do ballet when I was little, and I put pictures on the wall just supposed to, like, I don't know, commemorate how my mom would have decorated her office. And I also put a treadmill in there, and I feel like, me personally, I added that in because the room is a little bit too big than the room in my house, because again, nothing ever lines up in The Sims when you try from real life. But also, I feel like it kind of would have, like, it would have been an office, but also other stuff, you know, like, it wouldn't have been a room that would have just been dedicated to the office and to my mom's work. It would have been my mom's work plus, like, a place to work out or something like that, like, you know? So here you're seeing my mom has this really cool thing in her bedroom where it's like, I don't know if I want to say it's a vanity necessarily, but it's also not a desk. It's built into the wall. I think it's so cool. Like, I think it's literally the coolest thing ever. And so I was having trouble trying to make it, though, because it's like, if I was to break it down in terms of The Sims, it would be three tiles big, and it's a counter, and then a counter that doesn't have the under part to it, and then a counter. But I was having trouble finding counters that all kind of match together, so I just decided to scrap the idea, and I think I ended up giving her a vanity or something. And then here I just kind of knocked out those tiles because technically, again, like, I do have an L-shaped staircase, so I feel like it just kind of looks more similar to how my stairs would look in real life. So yeah, I'm just going back, I'm just decorating a little bit. We have, like, clocks in my house, you know, so I wanted to add those all around. And over here I'm just decorating with more, like, family photo stuff. Also, I didn't leave that cabinet there. I was just looking at it because I don't think I've ever seen that TV cabinet, or, like, whatever it's called. I've never seen that when I was building, so I was like, whoa, what is this? Because I'm always, like, looking for TV cabinets, which, like, you don't exactly need in The Sims 2, whereas in The Sims 4, the TVs are separate from the surfaces that are under them, you know, the desks and stuff. But in The Sims 2, the majority of the time, I think actually all of the time, when you have a TV that doesn't mount on the wall, it comes in a set, so we didn't really need that. Also, I feel like my house looks so much bigger in The Sims than it actually does in real life, and again, that goes back to the whole tile placement is like so weird and doesn't ever make sense. And like, my quarter tile placement wasn't working for whatever reason. Maybe it's because I didn't have Sims on the lot. I don't exactly know what the reason was. So because that wasn't working, then I didn't want to like freehand everything. So I just decided to stick with, you know, just the tiles and making it easy. And here we just have like a bunch of family photos everywhere. And so here's the final product. I think I'm getting near to the end now, if I remember correctly. So it's going to be ending pretty soon. Yeah, and here are the screenshots. This is after I did a little bit of the landscaping. Here's just the house. You'll see I added a little deck in the back. I don't remember if I had said this previously. I was having an issue with the foundation. It wasn't working. So instead of adding a foundation, because it wasn't letting me build on top of it for some reason, it kept telling me that it was intersecting the stage or something like that. So instead of doing it all on a foundation, I just decided to leave it, and then I added a deck in the back, and I just decided to do like a little bit of a visual optical illusion with the fencing. So there were like iron bars where the railings would be, and then there was like a fencing around where my deck would be. But anyway, here's, you know, the end of the pictures and everything. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you all have a wonderful day, and if you liked what you saw, you can hit the subscribe button, and I hope to see you all soon. Bye-bye.